Good morning. My name is Patrick Bravo, and I'm currently the Deputy Director for Community and Economic Development in Summit County, Ohio. For those of you who may not know, Summit County is located directly south of Cleveland in northeast Ohio and is home to the city of Akron. But we're also home to some pretty amazing assets, too, like Goodyear, Bridgestone, Firestone, and Gojo Industries. We're also the birthplace of free public K-12 education and Alcoholics Anonymous. Chrissy Hind and the Pretenders, the Black Keys, LeBron James, just to name a few. But some of the assets that we're most proud of are our tremendous collection and network of parks, trails, and open spaces. Our region is home to more than 44,000 acres of conservation in local, regional, and national parks, and some 3,000 miles of trails, all of which attract more than 8 million visitors every year. But the responsibility for these assets spans multiple organizations and varying levels of jurisdictions, from local, state, and federal government to private and nonprofit conservation groups. I lost my place. So from the Cuyahoga Valley National Park to Metro Parks serving Summit County and the Ohio Erie Canalway Coalition, our fellows worked with each of these organizations and many more to help us improve the citizen experience in our open spaces. So the challenge here for us was, how do you connect those 44,000 acres of parkland, 3,000 miles of trails, 31 communities, individual communities within Summit County, countless organizations that share responsibility for all of that, and 8 million annual visitors a year. With generous support from the Knight Foundation, and thank you, Jennifer Thomas, for being here and supporting us, we reached out to Code for America to help us foster collaboration between each of those organizations. And our fellows worked with all of these and many more, like I said, to help us improve the citizen experience in our open spaces in Summit County. And with that, I'd like to introduce Alan Williams, one of our Code for America fellows, who's going to talk a little bit about our project and what we've been working on for the last year.
Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, so I had the privilege of working alongside Katie Lewis and Dan Avery to serve the citizens of Summit County this year. And we also had the privilege of working with, as Patrick intimated, countless public servants from many different agencies, including dozens of park rangers and staff who really dedicate their work to stewarding the environment of Northeast Ohio and educating its citizens. So I want to talk about 3 aspects of the work that we did with these folks. First, I want to tell you a little bit about the app that we built to help people access and experience the trails of Summit County. And I want to talk about the data that we built that app on top of. And lastly, I want to talk about the institutional relationships that our work is just a part of, and the changing of those institutional relationships. So if you're visiting San Francisco today, you probably checked a map on your phone or your computer, and you probably didn't think twice about it, but that map shows data from the entire nation's road network. And it's hard to imagine it any other way, but that data was originally created by countless government agencies, from the Federal Highway Administration to local departments of public works. And it's made available for Google Maps and Rand McNally to be possible because it's available in an open, standard format, and it has been for a very long time. But trails are not roads. They're more complicated. They're less standardized than roads. They change with the environment. They're allowed to evolve oftentimes along with the environments they traverse. And as a result, people like we saw, park rangers, they communicate tons of information about the trails that people within their jurisdiction are traveling. But they rarely share information beyond their borders about the rest of the network. So if you're a family like the Watsons in Summit County and you want to ride across town instead of driving, or you want to go hiking on a Sunday, you may have to visit 3 or 4 websites to get the information you need to chart your course. And if you need to access that information while you're on the trail, you'll be doing it on websites that aren't made for use on mobile devices. So Dan and Katie and I set out to change that. We created To the Trails to give people the opportunity to easily pick the right trail experience for them, to find their way and keep their bearings. And we made an application that allowed park rangers like Pete to communicate at any time with the 8 million some odd annual visitors that pass through every year about environmental matters, safety updates, or even just closures and events. And we gave people the opportunity to find the right ranger, the right staff to help them if they need assistance or expertise, regardless of which political jurisdiction they're in. And so we built this because we feel that hikers, cyclists, trailgoers of all types deserve the kind of useful and universal web map that we take for granted as drivers or pedestrians in our cities. To do that, we needed to get data. We needed to get the same data from, or rather, we needed to get shared data from federal, state, and local governments in the same format. And so that took some time. We had to negotiate with our partners at the National Park Service, at Metro Parks, and with the consultation of many local partners about a common format for that data, an open standard for trail data. And in addition, we built a way for any trail steward in the region, whether they maintain 8 miles of trails or 800 miles of trails, to upload, update, and share their data with each other for the first time, with the application, and ultimately with the public. That is the essence of what Tim O'Reilly refers to as government as a platform. This is the behavior that they're exhibiting, and it was really fascinating to see them start to do this. And so while we think To the Trails will have an immediate impact on how people use the trail system in Summit County, and we hope that it brings new visitors, younger people, people that are not currently visiting the trails, into the parks, we really are excited about the opportunities for other uses of the data, whether that's environmental or economic analysis, whether that's other apps to be developed by groups like the Code for Summit County Brigade that got off the ground this year, or matters that we can't even yet to begin to imagine. So this shared data and this shared infrastructure really started to have an effect that we could observe while we were in Summit County. We saw people across park agencies, both among our partner group and beyond, start to develop and deepen relationships. And these are people that all work in organizations with a shared mission, which is to steward responsibly the environment of Northeast Ohio and to educate the citizens about it. And so they're really developing shared capacity. And it was really heartening. It was a really heartening experience to watch people form those relationships and begin to cross-pollinate ideas about how to advance those missions. And you know, I want to emphasize the fact that I think that parks are really important. It was a really tremendous experience getting to know the culture of these organizations, of people who dedicate their lives to the environment. These are our anchor institutions in our regional ecosystems. They're classrooms, they're laboratories, they're the cornerstones of public health in places like Summit County. And we're really excited to watch Summit County continue to innovate and lead in this space going forward. Real quickly, I just want to say thank you to all of our partners. This is just the most important ones, the financial contributors, but Lord knows there were many, many others. The County of Summit, Metro Park serving Summit County. Dan Rice from the Ohio and Erie Canalway is in the audience today. Thank you, Dan. Jennifer Thomas from the Knight Foundation, and many others. So thank you for your time, everybody.